What's up, people? How you guys doing? So today I wanted to continue my rank up series on who do I rank now. Today's video is all about setting up your initial attack team. So this is mostly for beginners, but your attack team or your daily questing team should consist of 5 champions. And I just wanted to briefly give you a quick tip on who I used to and still do to this day in endgame. Think about when I'm putting together my team for regular monthly event quest, or whether you're doing act 1, 2, 3, or 4. So this is a very basic and quick tip. One thing I always want to make sure that I have is a counter to any sort of bleed or poison node, especially in the beginning of the game or act 4. You see that often in the monthly event quest and heroic difficulty or master difficulty. So I make sure I have an immunities champion. So I have, for an example, I have my 6-star roster here. I only have 20 champions. And I'm using my 6-star roster to sort of emulate maybe a newer person, someone who's just getting 3 stars and earning, a couple of 4 stars here and there. Everyone goes through it. They start requiring 4-star champions or 5-star champions, and you get a mix and match of different champions. Maybe you have a lot of mutant champs and not a single cosmic champ, or maybe you have no immunities champion, or maybe you have whatever. Everyone goes through it. When you just start building a roster, you don't have all the answers, but you have some. So the most basic when I build a questing team is 3 things I look for. One is a power control option, one is a bleed immune or poison immune option, and the other one is I'm looking for people to do a lot of damage. I'm looking for champs that can get through content and help me progress to the next level. So if I were to look at my 6-star roster here, I would, for immunities champ, really the only one I have is Nebula. Corvus here is bleed immune, but if I happen to run across a poison node, he's not gonna work. He's gonna take too much poison damage. However, what he is a hard-hitting champion for sure, so I will add him to the team. Welcome to the team, Corvus. Now, as far as my options here for power control, I have Hawkeye here. His special 1 allows me to drain power from the enemy, and you can get into a pretty good rhythm with Hawkeye and keep the power control pretty much situated, unless it's a crazy power game. But that's the only option I have, so I'm going to go with him. He also has a really nice bleed on the special 1 and special 2, so he's also a little bit of a damage champion as well, kind of a bonus. Now, you may also be a little out of balance in your champion roster for the most ranked up champs you have. As you can see in my 6-star roster, I have a huge amount of cosmic champs. Matter of fact, most of them are cosmic champs. And I just got my first science champ, Yellow Jacket, there a couple days ago. So I'm looking for 2 more damage champs. I'm gonna pick Drax, and I will pick Proxima Midnight. So I know that these 2 champions can do some damage for me. They have some sustainability, and they can get me to the next level. The other thing I think about, when I have the luxury to, or if you have a big enough roster that's leveled up high enough, you can start looking at synergies. So I know that Corvus synergizes really well with Proxima Midnight and Nebula as well. So this just adds some attributes and abilities to the champions that are on my team. So if you can build your team around the absolute necessities and then sort of play around with synergies to make either your best champ even that much better, I would suggest going that route. Corvus is probably going to be the hardest hitting champ for me. He has synergies that are now available to him because I brought Proxima onto the team, and that'll be a nice little boost to probably my hardest hitting champion. She's probably my 2nd hardest hitting champion, and I have 2 synergies available to her through Nebula. So this is a pretty decent team. The only thing I can say about this is I have 3 cosmic champions, 1 tech and 1 skill. I always try as best I can to have 1 of every class, except there's 6 classes in the game. You can have 5 champs. So I like to have the class spread pretty diversely. And then if you end up with, say, a Heimdall like I have here, or a Nick Fury, someone who is an absolute synergy monster. A gold pool, or you have two champs that work really well together, like Heimdall and Angela. I believe that gives Heimdall the ability to extend a Fury buff out to the rest of your champ. If you hold back, if you dash back and hold block for a second and a half, you end up getting a big attack boost. If you have Heimdall and Angela on the team, you could go that route if you really wanted to boost up your top champ. If you were gonna be really focused, say you have a Ghost and you have maybe a 4-star Ghost maxed out, and then you have a 3-star Wasp, Ant-Man, and Hood, you could build a team entirely around just that one champion, because Ghost happens to have some immunities. She's a high damage output champ, so there are a few exceptions to God tier champs. But as you just start and you're getting to know your champions and you're getting to pick your favorites and stuff, always keep in mind that building a team around having a solid 5 champions to get you to the next level, what are you going to need? In Act 4, what are you going to see? Well, you're probably going to see some bleed nodes, you're going to see some poison nodes, so I would definitely recommend keeping all that in mind. Keep in mind what you're going to do next, what goals you have. If you want to get into a Map 5 alliance, then I start looking, once I build my solid team of 5, I would split them out into Alliance Quest and Alliance War Attack, and then I would start rebuilding another team of 5. And I would never, ever, as a beginning and new player, even mid-tier, rank up a champion just for defense. I wouldn't do it unless you have an absolute abundance of rank up materials or expiring materials. For instance, Black Panther Civil Warrior is a pretty good defender, not as good as it used to be, but if you ranked him up just out of defense and wasted some materials that you could have instead ranked up, a Ghost or a Corvus or a Domino, you've essentially hurt your progression. So I'd keep in mind what works well for you and what your goals are. You want to start working, you've been getting the heroic event quest done, now you want to start doing master. Well, focus on ranking up champions that will have the damage output to be able to get you to that next level. So that's it. That is a pretty quick and easy way that I go about building a team. I want to make sure I have an immunities champion that now extends to, in 2020, Incinerate immune, Cold Snap immune, and Frostbite immune. Emma Frost is a great immunities champion. Colossus is a great immunities champion. Iceman. There's a pretty long list of immunities champs. I want to make sure I have a utility champ, probably someone to deal with power gain. So I have a power control option like Vision or Hawkeye or Magic, something along the lines of that. Dr. Voodoo. Maybe a nullified champ if you're dealing with a piece of content where you're fighting a lot of champs who have buffs. Focus on getting a nullified champ, a Scarlet Witch, Dr. Voodoo, the Hood, things of that nature. So keep in mind what you're gonna do next, and then build a team around that. But if you're going to just do the regular progression, build a broad spectrum team. I think this will be very helpful for you. And yeah. Make sure you get high damage, though. You want to make sure you can blast through champions as quick as you can. That'll help you shorten the gap of when you can make a mistake and catch a 5-hit combo to the face. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Good luck on your progression. Have fun. Enjoy your champions. If there's a champion you really love playing with and you're not sure is that good, maybe rank him up too, because this game's all about having fun. So, all right, guys.